All right, well, this first question comes in from Dustin.
G'day, Bryce and Ren. Big fan here. I was wondering what would be your advice for someone who's struggling to find that balance between investing for the future whilst enjoying the present. So for context, I'm 33 years old. I have no children. I have an investment property. I'm currently in the market for another. I have a reasonable share portfolio and I have no debt other than my mortgage. We all know to avoid lifestyle creep, but then I also find myself thinking, well, you get one spin in life, and money at the end of the day is just a tool to enjoy that life. So, boys, what do you think a good and healthy balance looks like between living in the present and investing in the future? Cheers.
Love that question, Dustin. And we should just note that if people want to ask their questions, they can head to equitymates.com/contact, leave a voice note like Dustin did, and we'll play it on the show. But Bryce, this is a big question. I think this is a question that we both grapple with. We don't own nearly as many investment properties as Dustin does. So well done, Dustin, on
Short
building
answer. Dustin, you're doing well.
Yeah. But how do we strike that balance?
Well, I think firstly it is worth not acknowledging that you're doing very well, Dustin, on your way to a second investment property, a reasonable portfolio, and no debt other than the mortgage at 33.
Yeah.
Like, you can't complain with that. But the way I think about it and have become comfortable with over the years is that it's not binary. It's not one or the other. You don't have to sacrifice the present to invest, and you don't have to, I used to be in a position where I thought I needed to squirrel away everything. And it came down to really trying to define what enough was, if that makes sense. Like, what is a good amount to be investing so that I'm comfortable that over a long period of time I'm going to have enough. And so that process just came through education, through obviously doing this show, through reading Morgan Housel's book, and realizing that you don't have to do a lot to have enough, if that makes sense. Like, you don't need to be investing 75% of your income to have a healthy investment portfolio.
Yeah. For me, this answer starts with goals, and it's we always speak about investing goals, and it's like, how much is enough to have a healthy portfolio, and like, what do you want your life to look like in time, and how much do you need to be investing today to get there. But I also think it's goals on the other side of the ledger, on the enjoying the present side of the ledger. The way I sort of think about it is like, when I want to spend a lot of money or, go on a trip or whatever it is, I'll just start allocating money to that out of my fortnightly pay, similar to the way that I allocate money to, investment portfolio and stuff like that. And so it just becomes another thing that I'm working towards, because I don't think like enjoying the present necessarily means you got to spend a shitload of money. I think like if you get in that mindset, then you'll just start buying stuff that doesn't really add to your happiness or your enjoyment of life. Just online shopping, buying junk. And so for me, it's like being really clear and intentional about like what actually brings you enjoyment in the present as well. And then like finding that balance based on the long-term goals and the short-term enjoyment. It's just not spending frivolously because it's like YOLO.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
That's a word I haven't said in a while.
It is, yeah. We're not big spenders though, I think is it helps. Like, we're not
I mean,
not big spenders.
I am notoriously not a big spender.
You are.
To the point where like I was taking hand-me-down shoes from Kip and stuff.
Yeah, you wore shoes with holes in them to work on rainy days.
But hey,
it does help.
Now I've got a share portfolio.
Now you've got a share portfolio. That's it. I think if you want a good insight into someone who's completely flipped their mindset on this, is our Aussie Firebug episode. You'll be able to search it in our feed. This was a guy who was so frivolous with his money and literally investing 75% of his income because he thought that is everything that he needed to do. Traveled, then realized that there's more to life than being frivolous and squirreling away all your money. Has now completely flipped his mindset. I would suggest going to listen to that. Yeah.
Nice one. All right. Well, hopefully that helped. But Dustin, you're in a great position and keep doing what you're doing.
I will say this about investing. Everything you do learn is cumulative. What I learned at 20 is useful.